As a school administrator, I had one tenet that I lived by: leave their dignity intact. Every day I had critical conversations with teachers, students, colleagues, parents. No matter how difficult the subject matter, my aim was always for the person to walk away better from our conversation and not bruised. And here's what I found: when I kept that principle at the forefront of my mind, our future interactions were so much better. People didn't check out, they didn't disengage, they felt respected even while being redirected. That's the power of Proverbs 12:18 and 25 in action. Today, I'm going to show you how the words you speak as a leader either build people up or tear them down, and why leaving dignity intact is the key to sustainable leadership. Hi, I'm Dr. Rhonda Simmons, and this is day 12 of Leadership Lessons from Proverbs. So let's look at these two verses in Proverbs, chapter 12, that changed how I lead. Verse 18 in the King James Version says, "There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health." Then verse 25 says, "Heaviness in the heart of a man maketh it stoop, but a good word maketh it glad." Here's what Solomon is teaching us. Your words as a leader carry weight. They can either wound or heal. They can either crush or build. Let me give you my 3 L's framework for this chapter. First, the leadership principle. Wise leaders measure their words with intentionality because they understand the power of their tongue. As a school leader, I had to correct teachers, redirect behavior, deliver hard feedback, but I learned early on that if I didn't measure my words with care, I would destroy trust and disengage the very people I was trying to develop. Some leaders speak like the piercings of a sword. They're right, but they're harsh. They get their point across, but they leave people bruised. But the tongue of the wise, it brings health. It corrects without crushing. It redirects with respect. It speaks truth in a way that makes people better, not bitter. That's the principle. Leave their dignity intact. Now, here's the legacy truth. Legacy leaders don't just build organizations, they build people. The leaders who are remembered aren't the ones who were right all the time. They're the ones who made people feel respected even when they were wrong. When I mentored teachers who later became school leaders themselves, they didn't remember every piece of feedback I gave them, but they did remember how I made them feel. Verse 25 says, "Heaviness in the heart of man maketh it stoop, but a good word maketh it glad." People are carrying weight. They're carrying heaviness. They're carrying burdens. And as a leader, your words can either add to that weight or lift it. A good word doesn't mean you avoid hard conversations. It means you have them in a way that leaves dignity intact. That's what builds legacy. Now, here's the life rhythm. Sustainable leadership requires intentionality in every conversation. Here's the culture building truth. When you operate from the principle of leave their dignity intact, you create an environment where people feel safe to engage, to learn, and to grow. You don't have to rebuild trust you destroyed in a moment of frustration. You don't deal with disengaged employees who checked out because you crushed their spirit. The rhythm of wise leadership is this: pause before you speak. Measure your words. Ask yourself, will this heal or will it harm? That small pause creates a culture where difficult conversations become opportunities for development, not destruction. So here's my question for you. Where in your leadership have you been speaking like the piercings of a sword instead of offering the health that comes from a wise tongue? Who on your team might be carrying heaviness right now? And what good word could you speak to make them glad? If today's lesson resonated with you and you're realizing you need to recalibrate how you lead, I want to invite you to my free 5-day executive leadership reset. Yes, free, absolutely free. It's a complimentary email series designed specifically for high achieving leaders who want to lead with wisdom, build with intention, and create lasting impact without burning out. Over 5 days, you'll get one core leadership competency delivered to your inbox. On day one, I talk about leadership and how to lead with clarity and confidence. Day two, we dive into culture, building teams that collaborate and thrive. Day three, we get to talk about sustainability, creating rhythms that prevent burnout. Day four, we talk about integration and aligning your work, your life, and your calling. And day five, we wrap it up with activation, taking your first step toward legacy leadership. So go ahead and sign up now. The link is somewhere around this video or in the show notes for the podcast. Now, if you're realizing you need more than a 5-day reset, it's okay. If you're ready to go deeper and build a sustainable leadership systems, cultures, and rhythms that create lasting legacy, stay tuned. I work with a limited number of high achieving leaders each year in my legacy leadership intensive, where we do the deep work of transforming how you lead, how you live, and how you leave your mark. If that sounds like you, make sure you're subscribed on my YouTube channel and you're watching the series, whether you're watching this on LinkedIn or Facebook, because I'll be sharing more about the Legacy Leadership Intensive soon. So until tomorrow, stay aligned, stay faithful, but most of all, stay on fire with your purpose. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 13 of Leadership Lessons from Proverbs.